I was a bit curious also when we came home and talked about your session here at the office at Contica. But one of the things that we talked about pretty early on is that what you mentioned is also now is that you need to be the pilot. You need to be validating what actually is there after you just press send or whatever. You need to take responsibility of it. But how do you not be the one just to trust what's coming out? And how do you know what to validate, and the challenge is about what if you don't know how to validate.
So I think if you're using things like the co-pilots that are in Microsoft 365, then really, yeah, as long as you can speak the language, you can validate, right?
Mm.
Because you can read what it says and you can understand it and you can tweak it appropriately. I don't really think that's any different when you look at GitHub Copilot Chat or GitHub Copilot generally. You need to know the language that you're writing. So I need to know that if I'm writing C sharp, I've got a reasonable idea of what good C sharp looks like. I'm an architect, so I probably don't have a great idea of what C sharp looks like. Not anymore, but because I don't write code every day. But I think it's just another language. Languages are around semantics and syntax, and I think
Mm-hmm.
once you understand what good syntax and semantics are, because you've been writing the language for a while, then that's what helps. The flip side of that, and where I think Copilot Chat has two really good scenarios, is where you want to get something going and you want to be efficient. So therefore, you want it to start the thing for you because you know how to flesh that out and finish it. So that's a great productivity gain, and that's where the co-pilots are really really useful. But I think the other side of that, and it's the side that probably you need to be a little bit more cautious on, is as a learning tool. Because if you want to learn how to write good C sharp code, as an example, it probably depends on the questions you're asking and the outcomes you get as to the value of that output. So I do think you just need to be a little bit careful. So great productivity tool,
Yeah,
probably just about okay as a learning tool.
yeah,
But it doesn't devolve your responsibility to learn around the outside of that. Like anything, you go onto Microsoft Learn and you go through one of the training courses, training paths, you
mm,
still have to read around it, right, to get the full
yeah,
picture.
yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.